Hello ladies and gentlemen, Legend Commentaries here, bringing you today a commentary with Shen in a 5v5 on Summoner's Rift. We're going to go through his abilities very quickly here before the gameplay, as always, starting with the passive, Kai Strike, where every 8 seconds you deal bonus damage equal to some of your level, plus some of your bonus health, and it'll restore some energy. If you auto-attack, then you restore 1.5 seconds of its cooldown, so it can be used to harass really well, it can be used in teamfights in general, and also to last hit effectively. And another thing that's used for last hitting is Vorpal Blade. Now it has a lot of different effects. Number one, you throw it. So it's not a skill shot, it just, you target someone, and if you're in range, it will hit them, and it marks them for 5 seconds. Any allies that attack that champion, minion, what be it, will get healed over 3 seconds. If it kills your target, so if you throw it at a minion and get a last hit, you instantly heal for 33% of the normal amount instantly. So it can be used for an instant heal in lane, it can be used for a kind of progressive heal in a fight, or if you put it on an enemy AD carry, then your AD carry is targeting it, constantly being healed. So it's a pretty awesome ability. Next up is Feint, where you get a shield which absorbs damage, and while your shield is active, then your basic attacks reduce Kai Strike cooldown, your passive, by double the amount. So it reduces it by 3 seconds every auto attack. So you can use this in combination with your auto attacks to get even faster Kai Strikes and do that extra damage even more often. Next up is Shadow Dash, what I max second for the cooldown, and you dash in a line, taunting every enemy that you contact for 1.5 seconds. And enemies will deal half damage to you while they're taunted, so in team fights, ridiculously amazing. And you also get 40 energy for each enemy that you contact. So if you go through a line and you hit all 5 champions, you're getting full energy, and that is just amazing. And even more amazing is his ultimate, Stand United, where you target an ally, it has to be a champion, and you can shield them for 5 seconds. So if the damage goes away, then the 5 seconds doesn't matter. But if they are just running through lane and you're using it for a teleport, after 5 seconds the shield goes away. And after you channel it for 3 seconds, then you teleport to them. And we'll see that in the gameplay even more. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing. For my runes, I go for movement speed quintessences, some spell pen reds for harass early game, armor yellows, and magic resist at 18 blues. And for my masteries, I go all the way down the defense tree, getting your standard stuff there, and then I go through the utility tree, getting the extra energy, some movement speed, and the utility buff, just because red buff on Shen is retarded. Now, getting in here, you may be wondering why is everything so fast, and that's because this is all you do in early game Shen is you farm, until you see an opportunity, and that is a Nocturne ult signal, and I just go in on him because the turret's doing damage. I just ult pretty much whenever a teammate is close to dying, because you never want that thing to happen where an ult comes in from someone you weren't expecting, like a TF ulties in and just destroys that lane because you didn't gank. And honestly, even though the cooldown is long, here I'm just farming away again. I sped it up because honestly, who wants to watch farm? But that's literally the tip, is if you're top lane Shen, you farm over and over and over and over again. But like I was saying, with your ultimate, you want to use it as often as you think necessary. So there, I was thinking, okay, I need to ult that Anivia. Not quite. Dylan got out okay, playing with one of my buddies here. And Rengar run around behind the turret, so I was kind of like, okay, they've got to have something going on if Rengar's staying around. Now we see Alistar, Nocturne kind of running away, and Dylan gets caught out. I don't want to ult before the egg. When the egg comes in, he's going to have more health, and that's going to regen him more health, because as we know from the last commentary, Anivia's egg grants her a percentage of her health in egg, so giving the shield during egg was more beneficial to Dylan. And then I come in, get some taunts off, and pretty much spamming my abilities, and I'm able to do a lot of damage. Which is something that people underestimate, is Shen's damage. And in lane, it's ridiculous. I was able to deny this Shyvana pretty hard, 81 farm to 128. And we're both melee, but Shen can regen so well. If you last hit minions with your Q, if you harass champions with your Q, if you taunt them, they do 50% reduced damage. Your shield is another ridiculous part of that, because you take even less damage because of the damage absorption. And then, of course, you have your passive, which does extra damage. So, my god, Shen is an amazing, amazing top lane. I was surprised that he was open, but we were able to pick him up. And, man, he is just such a strong force to have in a team fight. And here, the dashes. The range is amazing, but what's even better is I max that second. And now I want to max my Q first because of harass and the healing value and just the sustain that you get in lane. But what's even more important is your ability in team fight to use that to heal up your entire team. Now here, we got a gank from TF, Rengar coming in with 5 stacks, and he's just ridiculous. So I ult to Nick, I am user, and he is going to run out as fast as he can because he's our AD carry. So we save him. I pick up a kill with the Vorpal Blade, getting healed for quite a bit, 33% of that damage. And then Dylan is able to come down here and just wreck people with Anivia. Now his egg is up, so I'm going to get chased out here by Nunu. A full health Anivia with these items, not something you want to really deal with, so they back out, and we pick up 2 kills on the back of a pretty bad gank in our. I mean, that would have definitely been a terrible gank for us if the ult hadn't gone off on our AD carry and we weren't able to save that. Now here, I am so tanky at this point that I can just sit on this turret, take all the damage I want. What I like to do on Shen in terms of building is get a Doran Shield first if you're up against an AD kind of champion. You can get a regen pendant if you want to just be a dick and never have to leave lane. You can get boots and 3 health pots if you want to have the mobility. I like Doran's Shield in this matchup because I have a Shyvana. So I start with the Doran's Shield, get my Heart of Gold as soon as I can, and then start building straight into a Aegis after I get my boots. So once I have that Aegis for my team, then I go straight up for a Randuin's Omen. After that, probably go for something with some more magic resistance. Get a Force of Nature, something of that respect. A Warmogs isn't bad on Shen. Sunfire Cape is great. Anything where you're either getting more health to help out your Vorpal Blade, or your passive, I mean, because it does scale off of bonus health, so you can do a lot of damage, or getting a lot of resistances and just becoming straight up tanky. And they're getting a Kindle Gem. Gonna go for, you know, you can get a Zeke's to help out your AD carries because you're going to be right in the middle of the fight. They're ulting onto Nocturne right before the Shyvana ultimate coming in and taunting her away. You need to use your ultimate and taunt in succession. You should always have enough energy to do both, so don't teleport somewhere if you don't have enough energy for your taunt, because as soon as you get in, you're going to have to save them if you're ulting towards their death. Now, if you're in the middle of an engagement, like a fresh engagement where your team is just starting and you want to just get in for the brunt of the damage and kind of taunt everyone in the very start, then that taunt is going to be important. Whether you're saving someone, whether you're initiating, you need to have enough mana for that because it's super important to your gameplay. And to be honest, kind of wrecking face this game, but part of that is because of Shen. And I feel like, I don't know, last game with Anivia, it was really close, and we were back and forth getting the victory with the Baron Steel, etc. But man, this game, see, look at that. We get a surrender, and I realized it was a short commentary, but hopefully you guys saw something from Shen that makes you want to play him. Honestly, if you pick Shen, you're gonna do well, and you can carry your team like you saw in this gameplay. So I hope you guys go and pick him up in the store. Let me know in the comments below. I know it was short. Don't need those comments, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Either way, this has been Legend Commentaries. Make sure you leave a like and a subscribe, and I will talk to you later.